Okay, so good morning everyone. My name is Theodore Howitt. It's currently 7:37 in Houston, which is Central Standard Time.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
So before I even start with the video, all the talking and stuff, I know people like seeing proof. So let me give you a breakdown of the proof and everything. So it's a 54K challenge. Yes, I've passed it as I'm gonna state in the video. As you can see, the profit target 8.03% pass. It takes 24 hours to receive your phase 2 account. This is an automatic process because we do not want our traders to rush to FP evaluation. And this is funding pips. As you can see, it was passed 24th. To be honest, it was passed yesterday, but it was a swing trade, so I'm guessing they're doing it by the 24th. But it's all good. As you can see, profit target hit. I think I had only one loss on this account with $210 loss. The rest, I'm a swing trader, so you know my trades are gonna be, my profit is normally gonna be big because I was risking big. That's me on the 50K challenge account. My first trade I risk big. That's how I always start my first trade. I risk big, and I have a wanted to risk reward because I'm a swing trader. But the price action was amazing yesterday, so we easily passed this challenge in literally one day. We had the account for I think 4 or 5 days, but I passed the challenge, or 3 days I think, or 4 days, something like that, but I passed the challenge in one day. So yeah, that's it. I'm currently going to trade New York session. I'm currently in a trade on GBP to CAD right now to pass another 25K account challenge. We passed a 50K challenge yesterday. We were waiting to get the other credentials to the second phase today, so stay tuned for that as well. Probably post a video when I pass that, like probably next week or somewhere around that sort. But we're currently in a trade on GBP to CAD. This is a short at 1.68712 and take profit is around 1.67187. To be honest, I know you guys see the trend line. I'm not really a trend line based trader. I trade straight price action, support and resistance. I just incorporate trend lines just to add that extra confidence to my trade. But yeah, so this account, I passed a 50K challenge account. I'll post it right here as well so you guys can see the certificate. I've passed 25K account. I've passed so many different challenge accounts, and here's my take on what I'm gonna list 4 things or 4 ways to easily pass a challenge, bro, or at least 4 things you should remove, like certain things you should fix in your psychology to easily pass a challenge. One of the main ones I'd say is fear. And yes, I know a million traders talk about fear, and you hear this every single day, and you hear it back and forth, and you hear it on YouTube shorts, TikTok shorts, all that nonsense. But I'm telling you, a lot of traders don't understand that fear, bro. Fear, not FOMO, fear of missing out, and fear on the market itself is 2 different things. Yes, you can have fear of missing out in a trade is going in your favor, but it already produced 2 bearish engulfing candlesticks, and now you want to get in. You're already late. That's fear of missing out. Now you're gonna jump into a trade when it's already down 30 pips. You get me? It doesn't make any sense. But fear, a lot of traders fear to take a trade, especially their first trade. When buying a platform account, when you take that first trade in your platform account, what I'd say to kind of lessen that fear, what I'd say, the first thing you should always do, have different setups. Have a A setup, a B setup, and a C setup. Personally, I don't take C setups. I stick to A and B because I keep my win rate around 75%. So what I do, I normally have A setups and B setups on my first trade. Every single account I've done this for, on my first trade, I always take a A setup. Yes, your A setup can fail. That's not what I'm saying. However, your A setups are more high probability setups, which will normally give you that first trade at least to make it profitable. You get me? Always take your first trade on any single platform account, make it a high probability setup. With me, I normally risk more on a high probability setup because I'm sure about my high probability setup. Yes, it's true, no one can predict the market, but we're trying to predict it. That's the thing you need to understand. So I always risk more on my high probability setup. On the 50K account, what I do is my first trade, I risk $1,000. Yes, I know high risk, but I'm telling you, let me explain why first. I risk $1,000. Remember to pass it's 8%. So when I risk $1,000, I normally risk like a 1 to 2 risk. I normally have a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So when I risk 1%, I'm making 2%. So literally, that's 2K from when that trade played out. You get me? After that, now I would risk back $500 just to make the other 2K and stick with my 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's what I always do. It has worked for me multiple times. I'm not gonna lie, especially on the 50K accounts. It's way easier because I have bigger risk. You get me? I can risk more instead of the 25K account where the max I'm gonna risk is like $500, and that's high risk. Because what you should be risking is like $250, which is I think is 1% of your account. You get me? So always, that's what I always tell everyone. Your first trade, make it a high probability setup. That's just the honest truth. Secondly, the next one I'd say is, and this one is gonna sound dumb, but if you're going through something at home, if you're stressed out, if you're something mentally ill or whatever, I'm not talking crazy, but if you're going through something, you're stressed out or you're depressed, don't trade. And that's gonna sound dumb because people is gonna be like, but bro, I have to trade. This. No, don't trade. I'm telling you, go on the charts every day. Fine. Go on the charts every day, practice, back test, but do not trade. I'm telling you based off experience. I'm not some rich guru who's trying to sell you anything, or I don't own a Lambo to try and, bro, I trade. I'm telling you I do trade, and I'm telling you based off experience. I don't have to be rich to tell you. I've been in this shit for 2 years. I'm genuinely telling you based off experience. You don't have to take my word for it if you don't want, but I'm telling you based off experience. If you're stressed, don't trade. Go hit the gym or something, bro. I'm telling you, because you see, anytime you take, and even if let me tell you, let me give you a real world experience. When you're angry and you make a decision, is it ever good? If you're being honest to yourself, you'll notice that it's never good. Anytime you're angry and you make a decision, it's never good. Think about it. If you're angry and you're gonna go on the charts and trade, what do you think is gonna happen? And the thing you need to understand, yes, we are emotionless trader. Trading is an emotionless game. However, if you're already stressed out and you get a loss, you don't think you're gonna be more stressed out. It's just the honest truth. I know you're gonna say, you know what? Freak this, I'm mad. Let me just risk 10K. And you have like a 15K account just to try and make back all the losses. Like, no, bro. You get me? So what I'd say, if you're stressed, do not trade. Like, just go hit the gym, something, bro. Go have fun. Go to the park, take a walk. I'm telling you, these normal, simple things, they work, bro. It's just to clear your head. Trust me. I'd say just give it a break, then come back to the charts. Next one is greed. This is the one a lot of people don't think they have a lot of time. And I hear traders talk about it many times about how they don't have greed, but then you'll see those same traders increasing their lot size every time they get a win, and then you're gonna say you don't have greed. Especially if you're a prop firm trader. I trade prop firm, so I can speak based on that. I was live trading at first, but bruh, I flipped $500 before multiple times, but it's not working for me. I don't like the flip every minute, but I prefer platform where I have a big capital and I can keep scaling, make $1,000, $2,000 per week and just withdraw that. I prefer that way. I don't know. Yes, flipping account can work for full time, but yeah, but let's get back on track. That's what I'm talking about, greed. So how am I gonna explain? Because I'm trying to find the best way to tell you to stop greed, bro. Like, cut out the greedy habit. But let me tell you, at least what I do. For me, greed. Let me tell you, greed is not always a bad thing. Let me start there. Greed is not always a bad thing. You can be a great trader even if you have greed, because who is gonna want to risk 1% of their account every single day? I have a 70% win rate, and I can prove that over all my platform accounts. I'm gonna post it as well right here. Yeah, I can prove that over all the challenges I've passed, even challenges I've failed, I have a 70% win rate. My win rate always stay in that category. Sometimes it goes as low as 65, but it's always in that category, 65 to 75, always. So if I know that I win 70% of the time, I'm not gonna always want to risk 1%. Of course, some days I'm gonna want to risk like 2% or say, you know what, let me just make an easy 2% today. All right, 4% because I risk 1 to 2. Let me quickly make a 4% today or something. Of course, it's just the honest truth. However, what I'd say, and this is what I do, anytime you have 3 trades or more winning trade, or say you have a winning week, you have a 5K account this week, you made 4K. If you made 4K in 1 week, guess what? Next week, you can start risking 2% because you have something to rest back on. If you understand what I'm saying, you have 4K to rely on, which is not going to cause you to blow the account or go in daily drawdown if you risk 2%. That's what you need to understand. And yes, I know the daily drawdown is 2,500, but if you risk 2%, let's say you're risking $2,000, then that's still good. You still have $500 as the daily. And I'm a swing trader, so the daily doesn't really affect me. Like, I don't really care about that, bro. You get me? And I'm not risking that much per trade, but I'm just saying. So I'm saying you can, of course, you can risk that amount. But if you're on a losing streak, why do you go from risking your simple 0.5 to 1% to risking 2%? It doesn't make any sense. That's definitely getting greedy now. But if you're winning, I'd say yes, it sounds like greed. If you're gonna say, oh, but you're winning, why do you just, no, you're already winning, why continue risking the same amount? And I'm gonna tell you, a popular trader said it before, Q-Banks. He said it, risking 1% per day doesn't make any sense. It genuinely doesn't make any sense, bro. Yes, as a start, risk your 1%. As on prop firm, risk your 1%. But when you have capital to rely on, cut that I'm not gonna say cut that 1% out, but I'm just gonna say you have profit, you can start risking a bit more. That's just all I'm saying. We're up $147 on that prop firm challenge. We need 900 to pass the challenge. Yeah, and this is a 1 to 2. When this split, I'm gonna be up like $928 or something like that. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You can potentially risk more if you have something to rely on. That's my take on it. But that's just the simple 4 things I'm gonna explain today, and those are the simple ones you guys should already know. Obviously, you get me. But that's it, bro. I'm gonna post. Let me post the 50K account pass, 25K account pass, phase 1, 25K account phase 2 pass as well. And the upcoming one is gonna be the 50K account where we're gonna pass and get funded again. So I'm gonna post all of them in my hand right here. I'm not an editor, I'm new to this YouTube thing, but yeah, so that's it, guys. And that's just the basics right now. I know you don't have to listen, you don't have to subscribe. I don't really care about all that nonsense. All of this I'm posting is to document to myself in the future as well, and to at least help even one person. Because yes, people hear these things over and over, but it doesn't hurt to hear it one more time. It's just the honest truth. Sometimes hearing it from someone else helps you better than hearing it from just simple gurus flaunting a Lamborghini or DMing you on Instagram about let me trade your capital, and that's nonsense, bro. You get me? So I have my Instagram page as well. You don't have to follow me. My name is Akeem NFX. But one thing I'd say, look through my highlights. Obviously, I'm not gonna see you viewing my highlights, but look through my highlights. I've documented everything for the entire year. Literally all my trades, everything, my past challenges, failed challenges, every failed trade, past trade. Because unlike everyone else, I post my failures. I do. So look through all that, go through, take your time, learn from my mistakes. I post all of them, and that's it. But this is not the best introduction. I haven't even introduced myself, or I think I did in the first part, but that's it. And again, my name is Theodore Hoyt, Akeem NFX on Instagram, and I'm out.